Don't forget the checky. Can't produce plays without checky.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever it happens to be, wherever you happen to be. My name is Octavian, and I'd like to welcome you all once again to another episode of Price Check. It's going to be episode number 27, and let's just get right down into it. For those of you who are not familiar with this is a series in which I'm going to be taking a full stash tab of loot, looking through it, IDing it, and checking to see whether it has any value. Hopefully, you all learn a thing or two along the way, and very often I end up learning something as well as I come across a piece of gear that I've not got the chops to price just yet, but that's what PoE.trade is for. So let's look through this all and get started. We've got a lot of Shaper Touch and Elder Touch gear as well as usual, since I do have Shaper Elder Equilibrium on my Atlas, and that's always really interesting. This particular one is not that interesting though. Some 7% pen and a bunch of garbage on a base that's not even that good. So not a great start, but hopefully we find something to make up for it. Low life, low resistances, percent increased intelligence could be nice on the right chess piece, but that was not the right one. Got some flat damage, got no life. Chaos resist is a niche stat and will very, very much not do anything to save a ring by itself. 75 life on a diamond base, that piques my interest, but a small collection of stats is not going to be enough to keep that in the running. Eagle Claw, not a great base. We've got some Wed, level 16 melee splash. Yeah, I'm not too intrigued by that, and it won't sell by dint of the base itself. Hydroscale Gauntlets, we've got poison and additional accuracy, and then a bunch of junk. Flat decks, just 8 flat decks, 1 to 2 fire damage to attacks, some armor and evasion, some fizz leech. Yeah, not a single useful stat on there, basically. We've got 10% reduced mana reservation, which is a great start, and Shaper Touch shields can be really good. I've made a lot of money selling Shaper Touch shields this league. They've been one of my bigger money makers as far as Shaper and Elder bases go. That and Quivers. But this implicit is pretty garbage. The shield base is not great, though 24% chance to block isn't bad. It's got no life, the reflect is bad, the resist is bad, percent armor evasion doesn't really matter. 10% reduced reservation is really all the shield has going for it, and that's definitely not enough to make a sale. Some cast speed, some strength, some mana. Those are decent stats, could have been good together, but without life and with mediocre resists, I don't think it'll sell. 38 life, I think that, no, it's not hybrid life ES, that's just a garbage life roll. Yeah, because it doesn't have flat ES on it. If you look, we can see it's prefix mod Stalwart, tier 10. It's not a particularly high tier. 78 life, some chance to chill attackers on block. Could have been good with it, with some resists or maybe additional block chance. Or both, preferably both. Just a pretty garbage belt, very low life. No life. 45 life, not enough to make up for the other stats there. Attack speed is really the only useful thing on this. No life. No life. 5% life, some crit chance and a damage roll. Maybe like a 5C jewel. Probably not, especially with Abyssal Jewels being as popular as they are right now, but you know, you see percent life and a useful stat or two. And it doesn't hurt to list, so I think we'll just throw this up for 5 chaos. No life. Sorcerer boots are a good base. I've not priced a lot of Shaper Touched boots, so we are actually going to go ahead and check to see whether or not this would sell just by dint of the base. So, as I will do at least once per episode with these, I will show you guys how to look up a base. Sorcerer shoes, or boots, pardon. I level 81. And that is actually probably what's going to lose a lot of value, since people probably want eye level 84 plus. Shaper Touched, yes. Pretty simple. We're actually looking at 5C just for the base, so glad that we checked this. I'll go ahead and list it for 5. What else have we got here? Amethyst ring with mana and +1 mana gain on kill. Not very good. Neither is this. And we'll go a little bit quicker as we hover over things as we move forward through the episode. I do like to see crit multi. Crit chance not as useful, some stats not that useful, doesn't have life. 1 crit multi roll isn't enough. 34 life is a little bit low. The fizz damage roll is pretty good, right? Tier 4. I guess not that impressive. We're not going to be selling this, I was simply stating my thought process. No life. Goodbye. Okay. So 2 5C-ish items. Who knows, maybe this prismatic is great. It wasn't. But we've got a good ways yet to go through this tab, and finding 2 sellable pieces of gear so far and 1 inventory's worth is honestly not that bad. And I know for sure that this is sellable. Even on a bad base, a Shaper Touched Quiver above eye level 80 or so will definitely sell. Oh, we got an Essence Worm that snuck in there somehow. Those are only like 2C now, so I think we'll just be vendoring it. Usually try and filter out uniques, but I guess I didn't see it. No life. Rare chess pieces need a lot of good stats to be able to sell because there's so many good unique chess pieces in the game right now. Things like Belly of the Beast are just, it's just disgusting. We've got, you know, Shaper and Elder Touch chess pieces, but those still have to be really good chess pieces on top of that. You've got like Kintsugi, you've got Kaum's Heart, you've got Carcass Jack even, Impulses. There's so many good unique chess pieces that most builds are just never even going to consider a rare one. So it's very, very difficult to get one to sell, especially if it's not linked. We've got Wed, Strength, Fire Resistance. If this had a life roll, it is a life implicit base, but I think it's full up on prefixes. It is, so I can't craft life, so that's not going to sell. 38% of Fizz is extra cold, some global multi, and 7% pen. And even Onslaught on kill. That seems like a good offhand. Yeah. The multi is kind of low. What tier is that? Yeah, tier 5 multi, so not great, but it's got some multi. Accuracy implicit, I guess, could be nice. 7% pen is very good, and a little bit of utility with the Onslaught. It's just a little bit of everything. It's a smorgasbord of offhand. You know? Taster's choice of all the good offhand rolls you can get. Well, that's rather nice. Level 20 Immolate, but garbage other stats. Just nothing of note there. +1 to socket and support gems, I guess, is pretty good because you can get Empower into something like that. Then that's +1 to your active gem, as well as +1 to all your other support gems. But, you know, the other rolls are just absolute garbage. I'm just going to fender that. Some flat cold dispels. Could be useful in the right context. That certainly wasn't the right context, though. Rage Wing is 17 life. Extra block chance against projectiles? Nope. You know, I said earlier that I've had really good luck with Shaper Shields, and both of the Shaper Shields that I had set aside for this episode were just absolute garbage. But, you know, that happens. When I say good luck, I mean like 1 out of every 15 or 20 is good, not they're good really often. That is really often for rare gear. Rare gear, for the most part, is going to be garbage. As I'm sure anyone who watches this series regularly knows, most of what I find in a single stash is just going to be going to the vendor. But it's still worth it because, you know, that occasional ring that you pick up for 10C was worth the time picking up 15, 16 rings. Especially if you pick up a ring that's a few X, then you've made quite a bit of money. 37 life is really unfortunate to see on this, but it does have 47 ES as well. This could maybe sell because ES builds will definitely want that strength. Sometimes they'll really want that dex. It's got, I suppose, a usable amount of resists, but nothing really great. And then the mana could be useful too, so it's not a horrible ring necessarily. This is something that would sell early on in the league much more reliably than now, but I'm still willing to put it up for like 4C to see whether or not it sells. No life. Got some attack speed, some crit chance. Great White Claw's not a very good base though. It's an almost 9% crit chance on that weapon. God dang, if only it were a good weapon otherwise. Okie doke. Now, yesterday we had a Quiver similar to this one that was up for 20C, but it's good to do our due diligence and just make sure that the price hasn't dropped on that at all over the course of the last, I don't know, 12, 15 hours or so. So let's go ahead and check another base. You guys know how to do it, but we'll show it one more time just for good measure. So we actually, with this, since it's just any old Quiver that'll sell decently, what we want to do is just look for generic Quiver. As our type, high level 81, Shaper Touched. This one's actually 83, but 81 is the breakpoint for the rolls we're looking for. Oh, we do want to specify not corrupted. Corrupted, no. And yeah, it has dropped just a little bit. We're down to 18C or so. That's if we want a quick sell, though. These have been up for like 17 hours at most, and like 2 hours, 50 minutes, 39 minutes, 5 minutes even at 20. So it looks like we could get away with still putting it at 20C. It'll sell eventually. And I don't really need the currency right now, so we'll just go ahead and list it for 20. It's fine. And I've not really been keeping a running tally, but if I had to estimate, I would say that Shaper Touched Quivers have probably made me somewhere on the order of 200 chaos this league. I've definitely seen at least 10 of them, and they sell really, really easily, and some of them sold for more than 20C earlier on, so probably more than that. Getting Shaper Elder Equilibrium has been very profitable, which kind of disappoints me a little bit, because I was really hoping that, you know, it would be a system that encourages moving around the Atlas and maybe breaks us out of the meta where we just farm a specific map over and over again, but it has not quite done that. So let's price check this Graceful Sword here. So it would only really be used as an offhand. Graceful Sword is not a very good base. It doesn't have like good fizz rolls or good attack speed or anything like that, so it's never going to be the main hand weapon. So just keeping that in mind, let's just look for a generic one-handed weapon with physical as extra. Am I typing the syntax incorrectly? Oh no, here it is. I must have just misspelled or something. As extra. So we've got one physical as extra LE roll. Ours is specifically cold. But that's probably not too important, the kind of damage that it is. It's more just that you're getting a damage bonus. So let's put in 35 as our minimum. I believe ours was a 38 roll. Yes, it was. And we're going to go ahead and count one of these. Then we want to add in a second filter group. Definitely the most important next roll here is going to be the damage pen. So let's scroll down to shaped and do damage penetrates some amount of elemental resistances. And then I think the next most important thing is the fact that we have any amount of multi, though we don't have that much. But we'll just put in any amount. And we can leave off the onslaught for now, since this may be a fairly small sample size. Yeah, it's somewhat small, 78 results. Looking at 10C as our baseline, though that's only got the pen. This is implicit multi. I mean, I guess that is still a fairly accurate comparison. Let's throw in onslaught since we have 78 results. Let's just see what that brings up. Onslaught for 4 seconds on kill. 1 result and it's unpriced. That does have double extra though. So this is definitely better than ours, even with crafted multi, especially because the crafted multi is higher than our natural multi, so let's check offline. Looking at 2x is what it jumps up to, but it starts at 20C. This one has percent attack speed. I should check and see what we can craft on this. We can craft some flat fizz, which is irrelevant because it'd be an offhand. We can craft block chance while dual wielding. Some elemental damage with attacks. That's probably the most relevant thing, since it doesn't seem like I can throw attack speed on this. Yeah, I can't. Unless I'm missing the roll. I'm not. So yeah, we're just going to throw some wet at this, see what it does. It rolled really low. I'm going to scour and recraft that. It rolled even lower. Oh god, it rolled 12% the first time. Rolled 11% the second time. It's fine. I got a bajillion scours and elks. We're just gonna make it roll something decent. You jerk. Please cooperate with me. There we go. Good job, sword. Alright, so we've got truly, really just like a little bit of everything on this sword. Get yourself some accuracy, multi, fizzes extra cold, some pen, some onslaught, and some wed. Why not? Just have, you know, one little bit of everything you need in an attack build. It's great. It's good for you. Let's go ahead and just, you know, treat her right. Oh, hey. Thanks, Navali. Not that that matters at all, because it's never going to be the main hand, but why not? And, you know, I think we'll put this up for 2x to start with. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to be searching for, like, all of these different stats together, but maybe it'll get caught up in some searches where someone's looking for fizzes extra, pen, and onslaught. And then they'll see, oh, look, I can also get some multi and wed. That seems good. So yeah, I'm thinking 2x is our starting point here, judging by that earlier search and the fact that we could craft some more wed on it. Obviously its multi was a lot lower than some of those other ones, but we can get the wed. We have the onslaught as well. I don't know if it'll actually sell at this price point. This is a very new kind of item in this league, but I think 2x seems like a fair place to start it. And was that it? Were we done with the tab? Or no, a few more items. All right. Let's take a look through these last bits and pieces. No. Projectiles pierce an additional target does not make up for that garbage. Got some multi. Spell Echo, level 20 Unbound Ailments. Could be neat. I don't think this is worth very much, though. It's not got the base of a good offhand, which you might want on a Scepter. It's not got the base of a good main hand Scepter. It's not a super useful, like, Pseudo 5 Link. I think it's just vendor trash. This is absolutely vendor trash with no resistances and bad life and strength. As is that. Multi crit chance. Okay, sure. Put that up for like 5C. Double multi and crit chance. Maybe started at like 8. Phase damage, crit, knock enemies back. No. No life. Bad resists. That's something that could sell early on in the league at this point. The life is just too low. And the other stats aren't too impressive. Got some cast speed. Nothing else really. Got +2 to max fire resistance. That's hybrid life evasion. It's got some amount of resists on it, and a movement speed base isn't necessarily bad. Good block chance at 25%. That could be a decent sell on that shield. Let's go ahead and craft life on it. I don't know if I want to commit to the 4C craft yet, so let's just do a bit of a price check here first. So we're going to look for any old shield. I think the fact that our block chance is over 24% is pretty important, so we're going to put a minimum 24 there. Life with crafted life, we can get up to like 80-ish pretty reliably, so I'll just put in 70 as a floor. We've got some amount of elemental resistances, not very much though, and then we've got maximum fire resistance. This is the most important roll. Minimum 2. Search. 30 results, starting at 1C, and this is fairly similar to ours. It's got a movement speed implicit. It's got a higher block, actually. Worse resists, I suppose, but not really by that much. And yeah, similar life. That has been up for 1 month at a chaos without selling, so that does not encourage me much. Especially not to throw a 4C crafted life roll at this. It does jump up to 5C pretty quickly. I mean, maybe we just throw like the 10 alt life roll at this. That would give it like 70 something life still. It's not horrible. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, how much are alts right now? Alteration. So that's like 1C that we're paying into the shield for the chance of it selling at 5. Yeah, sure. I'll take that risk. It's not really a big deal if it doesn't end up selling. So we'll just throw the mediocre crafted life roll at this. That ends up with 73 life on it, +2 max fire res, and some resistances, 6% move speed, and 25 block chance. Doesn't seem that bad. Go ahead and get it listed for 5. And this, and that'll be it. That's the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I am going to be releasing price check episodes daily, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button to catch more of this. I also release build guides and other Path of Exile content just kind of whenever I'm able to get it done, whenever the, you know, lightning bolts of inspiration strikes me in order to make other content. But you can always catch me when I'm streaming as well. There's a link to that down in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed, as I said. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Until then, have a nice one.